Welcome back to Well Played, presented by The Skim. I'm Caroline Hendershot.
And I'm Blake Morgan, and I'm really upset this morning.
Do you want to tell everyone why?
I'm so upset, guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen my escapades last night, which was that I had a flight back from Florida to New York.
Of course.
What happened last night in New York? Thunderstorms.
Allegedly. Didn't hear him.
What?
I didn't hear him.
Okay, I'm actually shocked right now because
I probably shouldn't have said that
I'm
subject.
like pissed right now.
Okay.
Because my flight was supposed to be at 7. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to have to give you all the details. It's going to be really boring.
Give it to us. No.
Flight was at 7:45. Delayed to 9 o'clock. Okay, great. Whatever. Had time to prep at the airport for our episode tonight.
You were drinking a little blue moon.
You saw.
Yep.
Then they're like, okay, 10:06. I said, fine. 10:43. Okay, whatever.
Okay, fine.
We eventually get on the plane. I don't know. It must have been like 10:30. Don't leave until 11:30.
Rude.
In the air for probably 2.5 hours. Land 1:59. Don't get off the plane until 2:30 because somebody's at my gate.
Jail.
Somebody's at my gate.
How dare they?
I get off the plane. Ubers, $100 each to go 15 minutes to Jersey City, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's illegal.
I got home at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm upset this morning.
Okay,
it felt like a big old April Fool's joke on Blake.
That's very well deserved to be upset with. You know what I didn't want to tell you? You know what I didn't want to tell you last night that I was really afraid was going to happen? I was afraid that your pilots were going to time out because
What does that mean?
So pilots can time out where like if they are on the clock for too long, they quote unquote time out because it's unsafe for them to fly. Right. I know this because of Captain Carl, my father. And if you time out, then like you either the flight gets canceled if it's really late, like yours was, or you have to like go and try and find new pilots, whatever. Yours definitely would have been canceled.
Can you time out in the middle of a flight?
No, okay. Like you would have to time out before the flight, knowing that like it would.
You were gonna time
out. Yes, exactly. Yeah. They're just like, hey, so we're gonna just drop you off here.
Guys, I'm gonna ask like the stupidest questions this morning. Please bear with me.
No,
please.
No stupid questions.
No, you're right.
Come on.
Except for when it's.
How was your weekend overall though? Good vibes in Florida?
Okay, I went to Florida with my boo, and I took him to Florida for the first time. He's never been.
That's crazy.
I know, and we live in the Northeast. Like I feel like that's a rite of passage.
Yeah. How did he enjoy the Floridians?
Oh, he actually loved it. He loved it so much. He wants to go back already.
I mean,
we went to Miami too for one night.
Oh wow.
He hated Miami.
I get that. I've heard that. I've never been.
It was chaotic. It was Miami Music Weekend. So people everywhere. I did a little clubbing.
Yeah, because Ultra. Like I've been watching Alex Earl go to Ultra literally every single day of the week.
I was not there personally, but I was seeing the shenanigans happen.
Yeah.
I did club myself a bit, but I was so ready for it to be done.
You clubbed yourself a bit?
I clubbed myself, wait.
What?
I clubbed a bit myself.
Oh, you went to a club in Miami?
Essentially.
Okay, so you kind of did partake in the shenanigans.
It wasn't that crazy though.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like bottles or like it's not like that kind of club.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Trust, it wasn't.
Okay, I trust you.
It was like an all vinyl DJ thing.
Oh, okay.
So it was like kind of old school.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
Oh, no.
I heard Donna Summer like, you know?
Oh, I actually do know exactly what song you're talking about. That's crazy.
That's like all she says.
Yeah.
So overall great, except like literally the end was like the worst. I think that was like maybe the worst travel experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that's really
And it was
tough.
like a 2.5 hour flight from from Florida to New Jersey.
Those will scar you
crazy.
For the rest of your life.
I am scarred.
Yeah.
You had a good weekend though. I heard you got into some, what is it? Gugan?
Oh yeah, I did. I discovered Gugan.
I forget it exists. What happened?
100 years old.
What happened?
Okay, so per my activities at Home Goods a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Where I went rampant and then bought everything in sight. And obviously everything has a little Home Goods sticker on it. Those suckers are really hard to get off.
Home Goods corporate, do better.
Come in Gugan. And it was incredible. It came off in like 30 seconds, less. And it was just someone who has such bad OCD of like when, the little sticky stuff gets on the mirror and I'm just like, my insides are itching. It was gift from above.
Okay.
So anyways, everyone should go get some Gugan.
I should probably get some of that.
It's an incredible invention.
Yeah. I'm also like, is it tacky? Is it a liquid?
No, it's kind of like an oil, I think.
Huh.
I don't know. There's got to be some science behind it.
Okay.
Couldn't be me. I'm not a woman in STEM. Okay, but you know what? You know what I did want to talk to you about?
What?
People are making accusations about your girl.
I I know. And this was brought to my attention. This was brought to my desk.
Yes.
From a fellow Liberty fan. The girl in question is actually an elephant. Her name is Ellie. Ellie the elephant.
Ellie
mascot
the elephant.
For the New York Liberty.
I'm not going to say she's been accused. I would say she's maybe trending on social media because of, I don't know. Would you care to explain maybe some...
She just like got some work done in the off season.
As we all do.
She's just gotten a little more snatched and people are losing their shit over it.
God forbid an elephant gets more snatched.
Yeah. And so, okay, the context here is that Ellie, posted a TikTok where she was kind of just clapping back at people who were talking about her body changing.
Yeah. How dare you?
Yes. An elephant mascot made this video. You should go watch it.
Yes.
And she was talking about like she kind of got like a neck job done. So they actually like brought down the chin of her mascot hat. I'm sorry, her head to be more in line with her neck. Because
like a neck lift.
Yes, essentially, because people would try and like sneak a peek underneath.
That's rude.
Where the gap is between her body and her chin.
Come on now. Mascot 101. Don't do that.
Don't try and figure out who's under there. That's Ellie.
It's none of your business. It's none of your business.
People are also accusing her of perhaps being on some GLP-1s. Ellie is perhaps on Ozempic.
Ozempic?
Yeah.
Ellie Ozempic?
And if she is, so be it.
Listen, everyone's allowed to do what they wish.
Yes.
I just want people to be honest about it. That's all.
So you are demanding accountability, transparency.
Yes. All I want is because I don't want you to be like, okay, for example, Remy Bader, the TikTok star, she caught a lot of flack because she never came, she was never honest about her weight loss journey. Right. And she
misled her followers to believing that like she
it was just like diet and exercise. Tail is all this time.
Right.
It ain't.
And I feel the same way.
Yeah, no, it's just like, I just think that we should be honest about it, and like, who gives a shit? Yeah,
you know? Especially when you build your platform on like body positivity. And blah, blah, blah.
This is a tale as old as time. That's
literally been you've been saying that since I walked through these goddamn doors.
Time. No, because you know why? Elle Woods, literally, Legally Blonde, the person she's defending, I forget her name in the movie.
I've seen it like one time. I know. It's like on my rewatch
jail. List. The person she's defending in jail, she can't tell her true alibi on where she was at the time of the murder because she was getting liposuction and she was a health fitness instructor. So this is a tale as old as time. Nobody wants to be honest about their body. And it's like, let's just be honest, people.
Well, Ellie was very honest. She, like I said, she clapped back to the accusations.
Yes.
But we have a lot to get into today.
We do.
I'll say it.
As per usual. Thank you that I didn't have to say it.
Right. But before that, please just go follow us on all the platforms if you don't already.
Yes, YouTube. It really helps us.
Yes, it really does.
So just, throw us a follow, throw us a like, maybe also a subscribe.
A little review.
Yeah.
On Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast.
And hey, we're open and honest. So give us some critiques. We'd love to hear them. Also, our DMs are open.
It's true.
Yes, make sure you check us out. Full-length episodes on YouTube. Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Follow the Skim.
We're there. Follow the Skim.
Follow Caroline at CG Hendy.
And follow Blake at BLAAA 4Ks E. Yes. Bueckers. Okay.
Please, let's move on.
As always, we prepared a roundup of our favorite stories dominating your feeds this week. It's time for Playing the Field.
So Playing the Field is starting with another week of the boys being petty.
Oh, God, it
the
never
boys
ends.
In question, I know, this time, again, Stephen A. Smith. Well, really, LeBron, I would say, is like the star of this.
The LeBronversation.
Right. Care to explain what the LeBronversation is?
Okay, so LeBron went on the Pat McAfee show this past week, and he, honestly, it was one of the better interviews I've ever seen of him. It made him very likable. Like, not that I was ever a hater of LeBron. I just kind of thought he was always a little full of himself.
Of course.
Which, like, okay, every athlete kind of has to be, you know, you have to have that confidence mindset, fine. But I always just, like, didn't really connect with him. He was funny. And, like, I really enjoyed him on this interview. So he went on and he talked about a lot of things, not even just Stephen A. It did kind of seem like the interview itself was a dig at Stephen A. because he went on McAfee show, which is obviously now owned by, not owned, but like it's broadcast on ESPN, same channel as Stephen A's network, so there's a little beef there. But he had some really interesting things to say about different topics. So one being his relationship with Michael Jordan, his relationship with Kobe, the league rigging the draft for Cleveland the year he came out, and Pat Riley taking away his cookies. So I'll do a quick synopsis and feel free to stop me with any questions. But he talked about his relationship with MJ and Michael Jordan, and he said he doesn't really talk to him, and he probably won't until he retires.
I thought so. I listened to this poolside yesterday, which also I think was part of the reason why I got so effed yesterday.
Yeah,
is because I was so boastful about being poolside.
Yeah,
during the day,
karma came for your ass,
literally. So I was listening to the interview, poolside.
Yeah,
and what did I love about this part? Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Once again, bragging about being poolside.
No.
His relationship with MJ.
Oh, I love that he was talking about how MJ, like, still to this day, I don't even know how old he is. He's at least 60-something, MJ.
He's up there.
And he's just continues to be such a competitor, even though, like, he really doesn't. Like, he's so intense still.
No, I love that. Like, I think we saw that in the Last Dance documentary, definitely. Where he was just like, so, like, he truly can't help himself. It's like in his DNA, he is just like so always itching to be number one.
Dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. And it wasn't like LeBron was saying it in a disrespectful way that they don't have a relationship. It was more so just like, I admire him. I wear 23 because of him. And like, I just think because I'm still competing and because our names are brought up all the time together, that it's almost just too much for like the moment right now. He was like, I hope that we have a great relationship afterwards, yada, yada, yada. But like, I get that. He kind of said the same thing about Kobe. He was like, we didn't really have a relationship until I went to the Lakers. And then he was like, anything you need, you let me know.
Right.
Because they were always kind of being compared and competing against each other. LeBron was the East Coast, Kobe was the West Coast. And like, even though they played on Olympic teams together, there was always an element of like underlying competition, which I get. Like, you're two of the greatest basketball stars to ever play. Of course, you're always going to be like, okay, but like, did I do that better than him?
Yeah, you're always going to be clocking.
Totally. Like, that's just part of your nature. So I honestly kind of loved that authenticity and like just genuine honesty about the relationships. Then he did say that the league rigging the draft for Cleveland the year he came out couldn't have been a coincidence. He was like, Cleveland got the number one pick. What a coincidence. Let's keep LeBron home. And he was like, there are a lot of people that are just like very adamant that this is a fact. Like that the NBA rigs the lottery every year for the storylines, yada, yada, yada. Trust me, you could go down a Reddit rabbit hole yourself, I'm sure.
Bitch, I might.
But it was just like so funny because he was like joking about it and it was just like, oh, LeBron, you got a sense of humor.
He's just like us.
He's
in the Reddit rabbit holes.
Stars.
You know what I mean?
They're just like us. Yeah, no, it was really, really funny. But I will say the part where he touched on Pat Riley taking away his cookies. So Dwayne Wade.
Wait, who's Pat Riley?
Okay, let me give you some backstory. Pat Riley.
I looked him up, but for the girls who are like,
coach of the Heat, but also then turned president. So he was a president when LeBron was there. And he was like he was very notable. Everybody knew him. He made a lot of the decisions still. Okay. Dwayne Wade went on a podcast and was saying this story, I want to say like a month or so ago, and was talking about how he knew LeBron's time in Miami was coming to an end when Pat Riley took away his cookies. And the whole story was that...
It sounds like a euphemism. No, like it sounds like you're talking about
literally
not cookies, but you're literally talking about cookies right now.
No, literally chocolate chip cookies. So the team would charter a plane, like every sports team typically does. They would charter a plane to their game. They had the same crew working their flight every time. So the same flight attendants. So they became very familiar with them. It's a very well-known fact about LeBron James. He loves chocolate chip cookies. Side note, I do think I made my best batch this past weekend, but I digress. Yes. So he loves chocolate chip cookies. So the flight attendants started making homemade chocolate chip cookies and bringing them to LeBron on the plane. And so it would be like, okay, LeBron has a couple cookies. He starts playing like poker or gambling with the rest of his teammates. And then they bring him the rest of the bag, that kind of vibe. So he gets on the plane at one point, like late towards the end of his Miami career. And he like gives a look to the stewardess and
where are my cookies?
He's like kind of like, oh, hey. And he was like, that's not the same look I usually get. And he was like, that's weird. And so then he sat down and he like asked him like, hey, do you guys still have the cookies? Like kind of thing. And she was like, there's no more cookies.
Oh my God.
We're not allowed to give you cookies. And he was like, what? And then essentially came out that like Pat Riley told them no more cookies for LeBron. And it was just like, that was the reason why he left the Heat, because they took away his cookies.
That's so funny.
So funny. But yeah, I really liked that conversation with LeBron. And I just thought,
I also, I just wanted to say one quick thing was that obviously he talked about Bronny. Oh, we didn't even talk about what he said about Stephen A. Smith.
Well, he like kind of didn't really address him. He did say like, of course, that if there's one person on the face of the planet who couldn't wait to talk about that situation, like the confrontation on the court, it was him.
Of course.
And that's what we said. Like, of course, that's Stephen A's MO. And it's just like, he didn't even really truly give him the time of day. Right. He was just like...
It was very minimal.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if he went there, they would have like kept pushing him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
To say more.
Yeah.
But he was like, no.
He was just like, I'm not going to give him my time. Yeah. But yeah, then he just talked about how proud he is of Bronny. And just kind of... I feel like people forget that he had like a cardiac arrest when he was at USC.
It was like not even a year ago, I think.
And then is now playing in the NBA. So it's just like, okay, obviously there's a little bit of nepotism there. Hello, welcome to frickin'
literally
life.
Anything.
Life. But it's just like, he was like, I'm so proud of him as a father.
He was like, I would be proud of him even if he was doing poor. Like,
yeah,
I'm just
if he never made another basket ever again, I would be proud of him.
He's like, I'm just proud of him as a person.
Yeah,
I love
so that was so sweet. And it was just like, it humanized him.
Yeah, well, I will say what else humanized him is just like, I don't know if you pick up on this, but I was getting the sense that Bryce James, who is the middle child, he was like, I feel like he's getting true middle child treatment.
Totally.
I can't put it into words. I wish I was a middle child myself because I would be able to like explain more, but I'm the favorite. I'm the youngest child.
Obviously, same.
But yeah, I just like the way he talks about Zuri.
Yeah, it was funny because they were like, oh yeah, Bryce like shot up out of nowhere. And he was like, yeah. And he's like he has a full ride somewhere. I forget where they said he got a full ride to on a basketball scholarship. But he's like so talented and just like kind of been under the radar, right, classic middle child. Yeah. And so someone made a joke of like, oh, you going to stick around long enough to play with Bryce? And he was like, don't say that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. So it was just really good. And I think I became a bigger fan of LeBron after that.
I became more of a fan after I watched Starting Five.
Yeah.
I liked that too.
Yeah, that was a good spotlight as well.
Let's talk about the big bat energy. Big bat energy.
Big.
Going around in the Yankees clubhouse.
Is it big? To be determined.
Jury's out on that one.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
So big bat energy. In case you haven't heard, the Yankees unveiled a new bat design, and it appears to have revolutionized the game, at least for their team. And people are calling this literal bat the Torpedo bat because it kind of looks like a torpedo.
So many questions. Okay. So in their first game, using the new design, which adds more wood near the label portion of the bat, the team scored 20 runs and matched the major league record with 15 home runs in their first 3 games. You might be asking, is this legal? Why isn't everyone doing it? It is legal. The MLB requires the bats are smooth, round, and don't have diameters or lengths of more than 2.61 inches and 42 inches, respectively.
Like, you were saying all these words, but all I could think about was like, do I say this? All I could think about was like, dicks. Like, because that's just literally... Everything I've been seeing, I know it's like a serious thing. It's a revolution, perhaps, in the game of baseball.
We are so serious on this show, Blake. How dare you bring this up?
Every single week.
How dare you?
But I couldn't. Hearing you say that, all I heard was dicks. Because it just sounds so phallic.
Well, there were some lines from some articles that you called out.
Can I share?
Please.
So obviously this was like such a big story yesterday.
Yeah, people are freaking out.
All the outlets reporting. So I wanted to share some of my favorites from the class that just prove how phallic this story is getting or has been. The Athletic described the bats as, quote, uniquely shaped lumber. ESPN said, elongating the barrel, the fat part of the bat that generates the hardest and most contact. Like, they're definitely hamming it up on purpose, right?
They gotta be.
Okay.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Right? Okay, so Bleacher Report, I got a couple more. Bleacher Report says, the weight of the wood was redistributed, quote, from the end of the bat toward the area 6 to 7 inches below its tip.
Oh, come on.
I have no words. My jaw was like, if you watch the video back, my jaw was just wide open. Somebody should have closed it up. Okay, wait, this one was actually, I think, my favorite. So there was this article where they're talking about the Milwaukee Brewers. The manager, Pat Murphy, said, my old ass will tell you this for sure. It ain't the wand. it's the magician. Like, it's not the dick. It's how you use it.
It's how you use it. Size doesn't matter. It's how you use it. You know, Pat Murphy said it best.
Yeah. So anyway, can we talk about how this bat came to be, though?
Yes, of course.
Because it does have to do with your alma mater a bit.
Of course, because Michigan's always relevant. The bats were designed by an actual physicist. So he was an MIT physicist, and people are now speculating on like how much they'll catch on. However, this man's undergraduate degree, Michigan, go blue. Sorry, we revolutionized literally everything that we do. And he also was a professor at Michigan, too. Do you think his parents and him had a long discussion when he was like, I am using all of my incredible degrees as a physicist to go into baseball? I'm going to be a baseball coach.
I think the MIT of it all is throwing me off.
Why?
As in, like, I think that's the reason why I would have to sit my kid down and be like, are you sure you want to, like, you just went to MIT.
Yeah,
are you sure you want to go into baseball?
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's so sick. It's like using science for real life stuff.
Yeah. It's
How often do we get to do that?
It's a man in STEM.
A literal man in STEM.
Literally.
I would be more, like, I feel like there's something to be said about how he's really honed in. He's not honed in like the baseball, literal ball. He's honed in on the bat.
Right.
And that, to me, there's something there. I feel like there's got to be some sort of complex. You know, like the Oedipus complex is one thing. There's got to be like, you know, he's searching out to.
He's compensating.
He is compensating for something.
For his lack of athleticism or lack of something else?
I was thinking lack of a certain appendage, perhaps.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, which is why he decided to specialize in creating like the best bat.
Ah, I see
the
where
best uniquely shaped lumber known to man.
I see where your head is at.
Yankees.
It's just so interesting because, like, if this bat brought so much success, then like, why isn't everyone using it? But it's like Aaron Judge isn't using it because he's had so much success using the non-torpedo bat.
Right.
So like, it's that to me is very interesting. Like, would he be better with it? Would he be worse with it?
Yeah, maybe he's like a little skeptic right now. Skeptic on the sidelines. I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that other people will start to use it because the girls they slayed this weekend at the Yankees game.
Okay, so I'm almost answering my own question because a player, Reds shortstop Elly De La Cruz, went 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs yesterday after switching to the torpedo bat.
So he did really well.
So yes, he had a like career game. So it's going to be interesting to watch how many people switch to the torpedo bat. And then also, will this make baseball more popular? It could. I think it could be bringing baseball back. Bringing sexy back, bringing baseball back. One and the same.
Wait, I want to transition to the next topic because I feel like this is perfect. Because
Go ahead.
We're talking about the legality of this thing.
Yes.
That seems like it could be illegal, whatever, but it is. Let's go on from bats to butts.
What a transition, ma'am.
I'm just going to get right into it because the NFL, they apparently they might ban the tush push.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Which is the Super Bowl champion Eagles' favorite play. I mean, they've kind of they should trademark that thing.
Yeah.
If they haven't already.
They definitely have. It's just, okay, so here's the thing. For those who have not been following the tush push journey along this past NFL season and previous seasons before, but the Eagles are like known to be incredible at the tush push. And essentially what it is like on 4th and 1, when you're on 4th down and you have very few inches or less than a foot to go, they run a play called the tush push. The quarterback has the ball and players on his team push his tush over the line to secure the first down, right? Okay. So it makes essentially the chance of getting that 4th down much higher because they are so good at the tush push. Yeah. People are like up in arms because it's almost impossible to stop them. Their like success rate is so high whenever they run the tush push. And so according to reports, the competition committee plans to vote on whether or not the play will remain legal, with indications that the voters will lean toward a change in the rule which allows players in the backfield to help push the ball carrier forward. So essentially, teams that are bad at stopping the tush push are mad that they can't stop it. And they're like, it is unsafe. They're like kind of making
unsafe.
They're pulling out all the tricks in the book, you know?
As somebody who is not specialized in football moves, it looks so simple. As in, like, it looks like it should be. It just makes things move forward.
I know. I think they're just, using trigger words to try and get their position passed.
Trigger words.
I mean, anytime you bring up safety, people are like, ugh. So I think that, I just think that if you're going to be a sore loser, just own that you're a sore loser. Like, if you're bad at something, say you're bad at it. Say we're bad at stopping the tush push. We can't stop it. They're really good at it. We got to figure out a way to stop it.
These are men, though, that you're dealing with.
I know. They'll never admit.
Once, like, butts get involved, I feel like they get weird.
Of course.
They're like,
of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So you're anti-ban on the tush push.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's your job to defend it. So defend it.
Right.
Like, Jets head coach Aaron Glenn was like, I have a defensive mindset because he was a D coordinator and he played defense and all of that. He was like, that's my job, is to stop it. So we're going to have to figure out a way to stop it. Like, that's it. And I'm like, yeah, simple. There's one answer for it.
Also,
stop being a crybaby. Sorry.
Not for nothing, but I just feel that men are already so starved for physical touch.
Okay.
We should not be taking this opportunity away from them, because who knows what will happen if we take away this physical touch, the butt touch. You know what I mean?
You know what I will say?
Let them touch the butt.
I always loved a good slap on the ass in volleyball. Like, in volleyball. Are
you allowed to say that?
I think you are.
Yeah, from the girls? Come on.
From the girls? Come on,
so
please.
True, so true.
I'll let any lady give me a little encouraging butt slap. And, like, that's, like, a very known thing in volleyball. It's, like, everyone just kind of, like...
Right, I remember this during the Olympics.
Yes, like, everyone is, like... Well, first of all, you, like, come into a huddle after a point and you're like screaming your faces off, and then you give a little butt slap every once in, and like, come on, camaraderie, please, so let the men have their butt slaps.
Let them touch the butts.
Okay, and we're moving on.
The boys' butts, not the girls.
No,
please,
no.
A little, in case you missed it, an update on we were on Trinity, Rodman, and Ben Shelton watch.
I'm
That's
obsessed.
What this feels like. This podcast has become.
Am obsessed. Trinity Rodman, if you're watching this, please come on our show. I'm obsessed with you.
I think she will.
Please.
She will.
Please. I'll do anything. Please. I'm begging the camera. I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you more than your boyfriend.
So true.
But I'm just really happy about your love.
Right.
Yeah.
In the healthy way. We are so
I will
obsessed.
say, I forgot how tall Ben Shelton is.
Right.
And I do love a tall man.
Okay, so you wrote here that he is 6'4".
6'4", according to Google. So, like, he's 6'3".
Okay.
At
fair.
least. Yeah.
But then you wrote Trin is a petite lil 5'8". Since when was 5'8" petite, girl? I'm sorry. I'm 5'8".
I forget that
you
I'm
calling
above
this
average. I forget that I'm above average.
Right.
Okay.
Petite to you.
Yes.
To Coco.
And
wait, we didn't talk about Coco.
Oh yeah, my alter ego. No, but like my family is a family of giants.
Right.
Like of the smallest person is 5'10", and that's like my mother, and she's a tiny ass human. So it's just like I think that to me, I'm like, oh my God, Trinity, she's so tiny.
So that's what you think of me.
Yeah.
I'm so tiny.
Petite little Blake. No, literally. And so I'm just like,
wait, we never talked about what they made their first public appearance. That was the whole point of the story.
That's the whole point of the story. Yes. So Ben Shelton made his first public appearance with Trinity Rodman at her soccer match this past Friday. They posted like a selfie, and she's just like kind of snuggled in, nestled into his arm. And they're just so freaking cute. Yeah. I'm obsessed with them.
I know. I do get nervous, though, when couples post a lot of each other on social media.
Oh, why? Because of that theory?
What's the theory?
When you post more about each other, you're more insecure in the relationship.
Okay, wait. That's so funny you say that because, well, I post Kyosuke, my boyfriend, but his Instagram has become like a business page.
LOL.
So he like never posts me.
Yeah.
But I don't get mad about it. But now that I'm talking about it, I feel like I sound like I'm mad about it, but I'm not. I just like want to set the record straight.
No, totally. I get that.
Perhaps yes, but I just get nervous. I don't know, because it's like if it doesn't go well, then it's like you have all these pictures that you got to archive.
Yeah. That's part of young love, though. You know,
you're so right. Also, like
learn.
digital Gen Z. Digital Gen Z. What did I just say?
That was crazy. You've never sounded older.
Yeah. I'm also a Gen Z, just a little older. Their love habits online are a little different.
Yeah, of course.
But also, you were the one who brought this post to my attention in the first place.
Yes.
Because why? Like, why are you getting so much?
I think because I was so in the weeds of stalking the TikTok back and forth between them.
Right.
And I was like truly just obsessed with it for when it had its moment. I think that now my For You page thinks I'm obsessed with Ben Shelton. And so I'm just getting like Ben Shelton thirst videos. And I'm like, he's 22.
He's literally a
Turn that off. But I'm like, I'll watch the Trinity ones.
Right.
So like give me the Trinity ones. I'm here for it. But yeah, it's not good. So I just need my For You page to maybe like recalculate a little bit.
Do a little cleanse there.
Yeah, maybe I'll just reset.
Like flip it around. Start like looking into Trinity Rodman.
Oh, but I am. That's the thing. It just immediately. Yeah, classic.
Stupid algorithm.
Let's close out Playing the Field with another, in case you missed it, American figure skater Alysa Liu became the first American women's figure skating world champion in nearly 2 decades.
That's crazy because she's also 19 years old.
Insane.
And she retired from ice skating like 3 years ago when she was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, she took down 3-time defending champion Kaori Sakamoto.
Yeah, nice
I know, I confirmed yesterday with Kiske. I was like, is this how you say this name? So I would get it right in the podcast.
Yeah.
And I did.
Nailed it.
Yeah, any thoughts on this? I just think it's crazy that she... Okay, wait. I want to say... I read this quote. She said that at age 16, she said she was, quote, satisfied with her career and done with her goals and ready to be, quote, moving on with my life.
That's
at 16,
crazy.
Like, okay, anti-girl boss.
That's
like,
crazy. She was just like, I've been there, I've done that. I'm over it.
She's like, I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yeah, but then boom, she came out of retirement and she was like, not done yet. I think that it's giving Ice Princess. Remember that Disney movie?
May Michelle Trachtenberg rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. Of course. Sorry.
Of course, I remember that. With
iconic
Joan Cusack.
Yes. Where's
she been?
You're saying all of the actresses' names that I cannot ever remember. But this is why we compliment each other. But I love it. I'm here for it. It just is like so crazy. I feel as though like she probably retired because it's such a physically demanding and time consuming sport. Yeah. And so her coming back and then being like, boom, world champion. I'm like, yeah.
I should say, we didn't even talk about how her performance looked, but it was really beautiful. I highly recommend you watch it on YouTube.
I don't understand figure skaters. I don't understand how they do what they do.
A crazy blend of dance
and balance and
gymnastics,
skill and it's just like, how are you not falling all the time?
Yeah, and she looked so effortless. It was really like crazy to watch her be so
insane.
Relaxed, I should say.
I love watching people who are really, really good at what they do.
Yes.
Because it's just like mesmerizing.
Yeah, she made it look like a walk in the park.
Couldn't be me. Let's continue this episode of Well Played as we do every week with a roundup of all the sports action you need to be talking about. It's time for Tuesday Morning Quarterback. Let's hear it, girl.
March Madness. We're down to the Final Four.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we are.
Oh, my God. You like moonlight as a cowboy or something?
Yes, I do.
Okay, anyway, so the Final Four for women's March Madness is set, and men's too.
Yeah.
So for the women's side, UCLA will take on UConn. While South Carolina is set to face off against Texas. Did you, Miss Connecticut, watch any of the UConn game last night?
I fell asleep.
Oh, Coco fell asleep.
It's past my bedtime. Come on.
I would have watched it, but I was probably stuck in the air trying to catch some Z's.
For sure. Everyone knows I am grandmama. So like I tried. My eyes were fighting to stay open. Couldn't do it. So, but I did watch the end of TCU and Texas. I thought Texas was incredible. They made TCU look so tired. Like they really just made them work for everything. And I think that was why they were successful. But Paige Bueckers, couldn't be more obsessed. I watched the highlights, obviously, this morning. She's having an incredible tournament. She had 31 last night against USC. She also set a milestone for March Madness in the Sweet 16 by reaching 40-plus points.
Wow.
At least 5 3-pointers and 5 steals plus blocks in an NCAA tournament game. Steph Curry was the only other player to ever have done that.
That's pretty wild.
Steph Curry, Paige Bueckers.
That's so cool. Like, I feel so cool about her.
One of one. Like they are so iconic.
Can I also ask something about stats? Because sometimes these things just feel made up. It's like,
I know.
I could do, I don't know, a triple left pirouette, let's say, and they'll be like, Blake Merwin is the first well-played host to ever, you know what I mean? Like they just pull these out of nowhere.
Well, it's all about the phrasing, right? Like, you know, you could say like, wow, this is the, she's the first to ever do it. But you could say she's the first well-played host to ever do it. And it's like, okay, well, there's only 2 of us. You know what I mean? So it's like between the 2 of us, of course you're going to do it, you know? So it's all about the phrasing. But like this is arguably besides the phrasing, so impressive. Yes. She's just on a freaking tear. And I think her coach, Gino Oriama, said this, but I can't remember. Maybe it was one of her teammates. They were just like, she's just showing up like on time. Like on time when she needs to show up, she's showing up. And that is like what makes a player great. Is like when it comes down to it and the clock's ticking down, can you show up and like put your best game on the line? So and she has. And I'm like, let's go.
Oh my God. And she's going to enter the draft.
Yeah.
In like
it's so funny
less than a month. Oh my God, it's like 2 weeks away.
People were making a big deal of it. They were like, why did you declare now? And she's like, well, I'm going to be honest. I thought I declared a long time ago.
I saw that. I was like,
and I'm like, that is so on brand.
Iconic.
So on brand. Yeah.
Did you also see that the list of the most followed March Madness stars?
Yes.
There's like the top 5, right? Mm-hmm. This game actually did a post about this yesterday, which I loved. 4 out of 5 of them, the top 4 are women.
Yep.
And the last one is that guy, Cooper Flagg.
That guy.
Mm-hmm. So number 1 is Paige Bueckers with 2.1 million followers.
Insane.
Followed by Flau'jae Johnson, TCU star Haley Van Lith, Juju Watkins, and then, like I said, that guy, Cooper Flagg of Duke University.
That guy.
Which, I mean, he's doing really well in his tournament. That's, again, like the only name I've been hearing thrown out from the men's side.
Me as well.
Which is, I think, for the best right now for Duke, because they are in a bit of a hard spot with how things are unfolding on White Lotus.
Oh, yeah. They have beef with White Lotus.
You've been watching, right?
Yeah. I'm all caught up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Timothy Ratliff.
It's just like...
Lord Voldemort. Wait, that's not Lord Voldemort. What am I saying?
Wait, no. It's what's his
Malfoy.
name? No.
Yes.
Sorry. I was going
Sorry,
down
all the
wrong.
names. I know.
You know me and names. Come on. But no, I think, they're up in arms because obviously White Lotus has some graphic scenes and he's wearing a Duke shirt in
throughout
those scenes.
All of them,
yeah. And I'm like,
the stealing of drugs from his wife.
Yeah. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah. Chill.
Come on.
All press is good press.
Relax. Literally. Yeah. All pub is good pub. Come on.
I mean, whatever. All the bad press, quote unquote, I don't think it's bad press, that they're getting from White Lotus, they're going to make up for it when Cooper Flagg hopefully takes it to the end for them.
Yeah, because they're expected to win. So let's hope you don't mess it up, Mr. Flagg. So the Final Four for men's March Madness also set, as we were talking about, Cooper Flagg's Duke Blue Devils take on Houston, while Auburn will play Florida. Both games take place on April 5th.
Yeah, so Duke's the heavy favorite, as you just mentioned. But I have a question for you because I've been hearing people use this term chalk, and I don't know why, like to describe specifically this year's tournament.
Yes.
So since all 4 number 1 seeds made the final, and this is like the only time, only the second time that this has happened since 1985. Like, why are they saying that this is the chalky, like one of the chalkiest tournaments? Like, what does that mean?
Okay, so chalk is a betting term, and it refers to back in the day when odds were written on a chalkboard.
Oh.
The favored team would kind of, you know how when you erase on a chalkboard, you get like the chalk dust?
Yes.
And so it's like a white little circle?
Yes.
You would get that because the favorites got more action, so they would like be erasing them, whatever, upping the odds, whatever. And so they had more smeared chalk lines. So heavy favorites began being referred to as chalk. History lesson for us all, because I didn't know that.
I honestly did not.
I didn't know that until like a couple days ago because I'm not a betting gal. So it was just very interesting information to me. So essentially in lay girls terms, it's the expected result. Like the favored team wins. So essentially boring, no upsets. Right, it's March without the madness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yes. So
because like we were saying, there's like no Cinderella stories, right?
No, exactly. So I was Googling last night, why has March, and before I could even finish my sentence, Google popped up with one of those, the drop-down menu. Why has March Madness been so boring this year? Was the number 1 search result. And I think that's mostly because there have been no Cinderella stories. Like there's no runs from an underdog, no buzzer beaters. And that's like what March Madness was built on. And that's why the madness was so maddening. But now NIL are making big schools just like powerhouses. So instead of having these talented little pockets across the college basketball universe, now all of the talent is kind of gravitating towards these top schools with better programs that can pay their athletes better money. And so it's just kind of like...
too concentrated.
It's becoming a conglomerate. A conglomeration. Whatever. Yeah, so it's just like, they're very heavily saturated. And I think a lot of it, too, is because you used to have to sit for a year if you transferred, and now there's no penalty if you transfer. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm not getting it here. I'm going to go to that school who's willing to spread my name, image, and likeness, and I can make $1 million trillion, and I'm not going to have a professional career, so I have to capitalize on this now.
This is an interesting topic. I hope that the Skim Sports newsletter picks it up.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good topic to like, what are they going to do?
How do you stop it?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my pitch. I'm gonna let the
I would
team
love
know.
to hear what the NCAA's fix in all of this is, because they always stress student athlete.
Right.
Be for real. There's no student in that. It's just the athlete
They're
now.
athletes
Like,
now.
come on. So yeah, I think it's more so just like, how do you make it more enticing? How do you spread that NIL kind of opportunity around? I don't know. It's very interesting, but we shall see. It's time for a round of Send It. As always, Send It features 4 of our favorite viral moments from the week that you should be sending to your group chat. I'm going to go first. Alex Morgan had her baby.
She had a baby. Who's the baby?
Who's the baby? She and her husband, Servando Carrasco, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, are quote unquote soaking it all up right now. They welcomed baby boy Enzo, and they posted a little picture of his little baby feet. Oh my God.
This big.
Oh God.
Aww.
Like, you know what? I really just need one of my sisters to have another child, because like there is nothing like a little newborn.
I know.
When they're still like curled up in the fetus position because they're so used to being in the womb like that. And they just curl up on your chest and they're just this warm little snuggly.
I know. My nieces both just turned like 1 and 1.5 respectively. So they're kind of like saying goodbye.
Yeah,
to baby years. You know what I mean?
And they're like, listen, we don't cuddle anymore.
No.
We like to run.
We cry.
and
We vomit on you.
create havoc.
Yes.
Yeah. It's sad.
Happy for Alex Morgan.
Yeah, so
Especially
happy. Their family is so little cute and fresh.
Yeah.
Ugh, love them.
Okay. I want to send it to this story about this college wrestler. He is 5'5". He's a wrestling star, and he celebrated his NCAA title by doing the most glamorous embrace of his, I think, 6'3" girlfriend after winning. It was just gorgeous. And did you know, it actually warmed my heart, because I used to be somebody, and maybe you can relate since you're taller than me, but I used to be a woman who said I would never date anybody who is shorter than 6 feet tall.
Okay.
You never had that rule?
I never had that rule. I just wanted them to be taller than me.
Well, you're 5'11", so it's
So technically,
essentially.
but you could be 5'11" and a half.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Still, I was my hard and fast rule.
Okay.
And then I met my current man.
And you were like,
Rule went out the window. He's the best ever. He's like, he's not shorter than me though, but
love
he
you so
sometimes
much.
feels, when I wear my boots,
I know.
my high-heeled boots.
I mean, when
he's
I
always
wear
shorter
my
than me.
boots, I feel like I'm either looking Scott in the eye or very
That's
close
how it
to being
is.
taller than him.
That's how it is. But guys, as we've learned today, it's not the bat.
It's how you use it. It's the magician. It's how you use it. Yeah, Lucas Bird of Illinois, right?
That was his name, yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Really happy for him. Couldn't be me. I couldn't do it.
You could not be 6'3",
No,
girlfriend.
No. I think I'm scarred from childhood of just like being the tallest person in freaking class. There was one person taller than me in middle school. His name was JB Hayes. And I think that's probably why I had a crush on him. But yeah, like I legitimately was always the taller girl. And so I always just felt big. So now I need to feel small, you know?
I feel that.
I'm just a girl.
You're just a girl who wants to feel small.
Yeah.
I know that.
Jeez. Okay, my next one. Proposal time. University of Delaware football coach Tyler Ferguson proposed to athletic trainer Annie Stock. And it was like right after the football team like finished a huddle, and he gets down on one knee. The video board goes like, "Will you marry me?" She's in shock. The football team is screaming, like losing their minds.
I know, it's really cute.
Very, very sweet. It is my personal nightmare. Like I did tell Scott, no, we're not doing this in public. And he was also very much so on that page. So that's fine. It was all good. We already, we're in agreement. But he was very sweet because the football boys were just like so hyped for him, which was really cute. But yeah, that's my nightmare.
It was like the perfect public proposal for them. I agree. It could not be me.
Right. Because they fell in love being.
Team.
Yes. being
much
oriented
happiness
around this team.
Yes, genuine happiness from all parties.
Yeah.
And as you were speaking, like I have famously not been proposed to yet.
Famously.
Perhaps one day. But my face when you were saying like just talking me through public proposal, I like started cringing.
Yeah,
I don't think I want that.
It's not my vibe. And like Scott proposed to me on a beach, and it was like it's our neighborhood's beach in Rhode Island. So you have to have a house in the neighborhood to kind of be on the beach. So like it's fine. It wasn't.
But your neighbors could have popped up at any moment.
We were like all the way down, so we walked to like a very secluded area, which was fine. But like people clapped, and that made me want to die. But it was fine. I was just like so blacked out that I honestly didn't even hear them clapping, so it was fine. But yeah,
is there a video?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have you show me that.
I'll show you later. Yeah.
Okay, last sentence of the day. Did you see the video of the Indiana Pacers team, like basically the people who are running their arena? I don't know what it's called, but
video board. In-game entertainment, maybe.
Oh, very conglomerate of you.
Thank you.
Very corporate of you.
Thank you.
What is it? In-house entertainment board?
Yeah, in-game entertainment.
Okay, I was going to be like the Jumbotron or the
Jumbotron people. Yeah.
Guys, let us not forget, I only had 2 hours of sleep last night.
She's crushing it.
So their in-house video entertainment team, when they were playing against the Lakers, every time they would show Lakers fans on the Jumbotron, they put a filter on them that made it look like they were crying.
It was so good. It was so good.
It was so good. I wish that the Knicks would come up with hijinks like that.
I just like love a good video board troll, you know? Like
yes.
It doesn't.
We've
been down this road before. Like I love it. I really appreciate being clever.
Yeah.
Don't do too much. It doesn't take much. It just takes a quick little filter.
I mean, if the Knicks if the Knicks' in-house video entertainment people aren't going to step it up, I at least feel comforted by the fact that their organist is impeccable.
Right. And you're going to try out for the dancing squad.
Yeah.
Right.
So the organist will be in good company.
Yes, of course. Which Sunday was your favorite?
I mean, obviously the Short King, especially as we enter Short King spring. Like,
right. I'm
happy for him.
Okay, love that. I am happy for him as well, but I think Alex Morgan takes the cake. I met her one time when I was in high school, and I've been like a stan ever since. She was just like so cute. She was just a girl shopping at Anthropologie in my mall.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I classic Caroline, I was like so starstruck, and my mom was like, go ask her if you want to take a picture.
God.
And I was like, no. Then my mom did it, and I was mortified, but got that picture.
My mom would do the same thing. Really quickly, we want to just close out this April Fool's Day episode with something different. We're not doing any pranks because, according to Sean, pranks are for losers. Also, I just like can't take any more heartbreaks today. So
yeah, you've been through enough.
Basically, we're picking an April Fool today.
Yes.
So an individual who's been acting a fool.
We each have one.
Yeah. This person is either in sports or non-sports related, but
yeah. It's like truly whoever. Mine, Morgan Wallen. Here's why. He was the musical guest on SNL. As the show was ending, Mikey Madison, who just won an Oscar, she was the host, and she was like, everyone, thank you so much for making this possible, making this happen. Had so much fun, blah, blah, blah. Hooray. Show ends. The credits start rolling. Mikey and Morgan Wallen kind of do like a little hug. And then Mikey turns to the rest of the SNL cast and like goes to like start hugging them. Morgan Wallen just straight off stage, like breezes by the camera, like off. So he's out of there. And it was like so abrupt and so weird. Even Kenan Thompson was like, I thought he literally had to go to the bathroom because it was so abrupt and crazy and just like odd.
Right, and it's tradition for the the musical guest to just like stay and kiki on the stage.
You just like hug it out with everyone on the stage. Like, great, we just did it. That took a lot of time, effort, and energy from everyone involved. Right. Let's like give a little congrats. His team was like, he didn't mean any ill will by it. He enjoyed his time. No hard feelings. I don't even know if they really had an excuse for him. But let us not forget that Morgan Wallen has been a troublesome man. He's had a DUI. His recording contract was suspended for using a racial slur. He tried to better himself by going to rehab, then threw a chair off a roof last summer.
Oh my God.
So like, he needs to grow up. And also, when he was originally supposed to go on SNL for the first time ever, he got like canceled because it was in the middle of COVID. He was making out with college girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they were like, you can't come. Sorry, pal. You're breaking COVID-19 protocol. So he's a loser. And I am not a fan of his. I used to be obsessed with his music. He makes very catchy tunes, as we saw Boston Bruins, Brianna Chicken Fry. Last night we let the liquor talk. You know I love me some country music. But here's the problem. Can't listen to it anymore. And his literal new single is called I'm the Problem. He's aware.
Take your own advice, Morgan.
The fool is aware that he's the problem.
He's just putting such a bad taste in my mouth about Morgans out here.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He's putting a bad taste in my mouth in the age-old question of, can you separate the art from the artist? Because I can't.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
ahead. Your April Fool. I appreciated that breakdown.
Who's your April Fool?
I didn't, aside from the SNL stuff, I had no idea about all the other stuff.
He has a long history of being troublesome.
I would not be surprised. Okay, so my April Fool is this fitness influencer, Buff Daddy. I mean, I use daddy not that affectionately, honestly, because this guy is just doing the most for literally no reason. His name is Ashton Hall, and he's actually been making his rounds on social media for the past, I would say, 2 weeks. He's been on my radar.
Yeah.
Because he does like an almost 6-hour morning routine where he does things that make no sense.
Zero sense. Negative sense,
like,
some may say.
I mean, you probably have some that I'm going to miss, but like some things include dunking his whole face in a bowl of ice water, which I guess like
bottled ice water.
Right. It was a Saratoga, right?
TBD. Yeah. Sparkling.
I hope to God it's not sparkling because that's just so strange. He'll like read the Bible for a minute. People are like, why are you reading the Bible for only 1 minute?
Quick minute. Yeah.
Yeah. He eats a banana that somebody hands to him from off camera. And then he rubs the banana peel on his face.
Correct.
Yeah. Just a lot that he's doing that makes no sense. And then also for a lot of this, he is shirtless and his pecs just constantly flex.
Yeah.
Constantly flexing. He also he wakes up and he has mouth tape on. And like in some of the thumbnails, it literally looks like he's being held hostage.
I know.
With the mouth tape on. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
It's not. He also has a nighttime routine that starts at 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's insane.
And he goes to bed at 7:30 p.m. So I'm like, what are you even getting done during the day? What can you get done?
Nothing. That's what. Here's the thing. I used to have to get up for my old job at 3:30 in the morning when I worked on the morning show at ESPN.
Oh my God.
And this guy's doing it voluntarily.
Right.
I used to feel drunk every day because of how sleep deprived I was.
That's
and it's like no matter how much sleep you get, no matter how early you go to bed, you're not feeling good when you're getting up that early. So this man's a liar.
Also, yeah, he is a liar because also has he ever I want to know in our audience if you've ever tried to like film yourself for social media with a little tripod. That shit takes so long to set up. It is like mentally taxing.
Maybe that's why he's getting up at 3:30.
Because he has
because it's all the tripod effort.
Yeah, he must have a team. Also, I saw CNN's headline that says Ashton Hall's morning routine highlights the pressures men face today. He literally signed up for this.
Be fucking for real.
He literally wanted to do this.
Be for real.
I'm not being anti-man also because I just like genuinely don't want to see this content from anybody.
No, me either.
Like we do not need unrealistic morning routines.
Please.
In fact, I think I fear it's becoming like a competitive sport.
No, literally.
Just like outdo each other with how much shit you can get done. Like my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5. Like shut up.
Yeah, no.
Go back to bed.
Go to bed.
I'm sorry. I just got heated for no reason.
It's also just like you have one life. Let's enjoy it.
Right. He really is putting like, okay, I should say high school girls waking up at 5 a.m. walked so that this guy could run because listen,
that was me.
Really?
Yeah.
You did your hair and stuff before school?
Well, yeah, because I have curly hair and I was like, this can't be seen. So I would straighten it every single day.
You were taming the mane.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And
you put this guy to shame. Listen.
Yeah.
He has no idea what that was like. Want to talk about pressures facing people, pressures facing young girls?
Please. Covering up all those pimples. Yeah. It was a task at hand. Okay. Anyways.
Anyway, he's my April Fool.
Everyone's making like versions of them.
Yes. The Duolingo owl literally made one.
Ed Sheeran just did one too.
What?
His was a little scary.
Oh God.
He did put orange peels up his nose. It was a lot.
Okay. Well, those were our April Fools for today. I hope you guys...
I hope everyone survives April Fools without getting too pranked because I sure as shit will probably get pranked.
At work?
I don't even know when or where. There it goes. Down there she blows. I don't know when or where. I'm just gullible. Tale as old as time. My siblings always used to get me. It's just like, I can't. Oh, I said tale as old as time again. God,
dude, I literally like I've heard this phrase come out of Caroline's mouth like 7 times today.
Sorry, all of the tales are as old as time. It's not my fault.
History repeats itself. That's the message for today.
Boom, mic drop. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Right?
Yeah, thanks for listening to the show, guys, and for bearing with my lack of energy, perhaps. Thank you to you for
great.
For carrying
you
the show.
Perfect little princess.
Aww,
I did nothing.
shucks.
We did it.
Okay, well, be sure to join us next week again for an episode of Well Played. We'll be back in your feeds next Tuesday on Apple, Spotify, YouTube.
Like, follow, subscribe. You can send us a DM.
Please.
On our Instagrams.
We're answering.
Or other social media platforms. But yeah, until next time, thanks for listening to Well Played.
The only podcast in League of Its Own.